Sixth graders, this video is to help you with question 4 on your first CR. So I'm going to go over a problem very similar to the one on your actual CR, but not the same problem. It says use the distributive property to find the product. And on your actual CR and here in the video, we're going to go through an example, and then we're going to actually do a problem where we have to do it ourselves. So here's the example of how we use the distributive property to help us multiply sometimes, find the product. Product just means the answer in a multiplication problem. So to use the distributive property, instead of having to try to figure out 7 times 53, the distributive property just breaks the 53 down into 50 plus 3. That 5 in the tens place represents 50, and that 3 in the ones represents 3. And then has you just multiply 7 by 50, and then 7 by 3, and then add those together. So that's what they do here. They take this, and instead of having it be 53, they break it down into 50 plus 3. So if you're going to multiply 7 by 53, you could instead multiply 7 by 50, multiply 7 by 3, and then add those values together. So the reason this makes it a little easier, because you might not really in your head be able to do 7 times 53. But you have a shot here in your head of being able to do 7 times 50. If you know 7 times 5 is 35, then 7 times 50 is 350. And then you have a shot of doing 7 times 3 in your head of 21. 350 plus 21 is 371. So it's a way that a different strategy you can use to multiply 7 by 53 instead of doing the long multiplication of 53 times 7. 7 times 3 is 21, put down a 1, carry a 2. 7 times 5 is 35, 36, 37. So that's 371. But it might be easier, instead of having to use that standard algorithm, to break it down and do 7 times 50 plus 7 times 3. It's just a thought. So I'm going to do this example with you now. 8 times 59. And we're going to break it down using the distributive property. So using the distributive property, I have to break down this 59 into a 50 and a 9. And I can then just say, 8 times 50 plus 8 times 9. Just makes the multiplication a little easier instead of using that standard algorithm. So here, 8 times 50. Well, the reason that becomes, and again, 59 is 50 and 9. And so we have to multiply 8 by each of those. 8 times 50. Well, 8 times 5 is 40. So 8 times 50 is 400. Plus 8 times 9 is 72. So what's 400 plus 72? Oh, that's 472. Just makes that multiplication a little easier. Could you use the standard algorithm? Could you do 59 times 8? Sure, in this problem they asked you to use the distributive property. But I can go ahead and long multiply this, and I'm going to get 472. This method is just a little easier to break it down for us to be able to handle it right in our head without a calculator. That's why the distributive property is powerful. But let's go ahead and use the standard algorithm. 8 times 9 is 72. Put down a 2, carry a 7. 8 times 5 is 40 plus 7 more is 47. 472. But the reason teachers push the distributive property all the time is because it's just really nice to be able to break numbers down. All right, hopefully that helps. So on your CR, your work will look something like this, but using the numbers you were given by your teacher. Hopefully that helped.